What up, people? By the end of this video, you will have 5 key points that you can take to apply to your game and your life. This is stuff that we as pros have gone through, stuff that we have learned. I want to give to you so you can utilize that in your everyday game and your everyday life. All right, let's go. The very first question you should be having is, where do I start? How do I know what a good player is? Who should I model my game after? Who should I be looking at to figure out how to get better or how to have more fun in the game? Is it Messi because he knows how to dribble really well and he has a bunch of feints and he scores goals? Is it Ronaldo because he's strong and he's good in the air and he also does step overs and all sorts of crazy things? Lewandowski, who's the world best player, I'm not even sure if the guy knows how to do a step over. It doesn't matter.
Premium Jane, my friends. Recovery as an athlete is key to optimal performance, and we've got something for you. Now, why CBD oil? Quickly becoming one of the world's most beneficial supplements. Possible benefits to you, the athlete, include relieving pain, reducing anxiety, improving your sleep, and reducing inflammation. We had 2 leading neuroscientists come on our podcast, Biscuits and Tea, and they explained the importance of finding quality CBD oil. In a market that's oversaturated with people trying to make a quick buck, you need to stick with the experts and go with quality products, and that's what we've got here. The oil is manufactured completely and totally in the US. It's all natural, and they do not believe in putting artificial flavoring in their products. Now, for the sophisticated lady or gentleman, we've also got the almond coconut bath bomb. This is a set it and forget it product. Soaking in a bath has been done since ancient times, and after a hard training, you hop in and you let the CBD do its magic. All in all, this is the perfect product for an athlete that wants to recover quickly. Its anti-inflammatory benefits should have you reeling to get it, and that's on top of everything else that it does for you. Go right down below, check the link, grab yourself some Premium Jane CBD oil, relax, and recover like a boss.
Your aim as a player should be to be effective, and that's what's going to make you stand out. So no one's going to care if you do 6 step overs, if you have 7 legs and you're doing, if you had 7 legs though, the step overs would be insane. So to sum up the first point, it is to identify you as a player. What do you like? What are you drawn towards? Are you more drawn towards Ronaldo and all his skills and tricks and speed and stuff? Or are you more attracted to someone like Toni Kroos, who makes simple passes, who knows how to turn, or Frankie de Jong, you know, who's good on the ball and does all this stuff? Are you a tough defender? Are you like Pepe? Are you Sergio Ramos? If you can start to look at these players, not copy them, but look at them, what they do well, and start taking that and then putting that into your own game, that is exactly what's going to create an excellent player and an effective player. So in order to achieve our goal of becoming an effective player, we have to take a very hard look at what we're doing, who we are, and how we've gotten to this point. So let's go. Stop telling yourself stories about yourself that aren't true. Follow me here on this in order to understand what I mean. If you're not playing, or if you are playing and things aren't happening the way that you expect them to, stop saying it's because of X, Y, and Z over here, and that you did the right training and you did all the stuff correctly, because you know that's not true. You're lying to yourself. It's actually only hurting you. Now, if you are a type of person who is incredibly hardworking and you go to every training and you do everything and you're trying to, you put in all the extra hours and it's still not working out, keep watching this video. We have something for you that might be life-changing. But for those of you that whip in crosses and none of them land on your teammate's head, and then you say, oh, the striker, you know, it's Bob, the 7-footed striker over there can't jump because his feet weigh him down. Maybe that's not true. Maybe your crosses suck, and that's fine. You have a good hard look at where you're at right now. Understand that this is me right now, and I can change that. You have all of the power to change that, but it will never work if you guys are a striker and no goals are coming in, you say you have bad service. If you're a defensive midfielder and you're always getting beat, but you never work on your 1v1, you never work on your speed and agility. Okay, you don't take the time to do all that stuff. And some of you are maybe taking the time to do it, but you're doing it half-ass. And that's not good enough, because once again, you say, oh, I went to training. You went to training, you did it 50%. And so in the game, you get 50%. And if you go and you read a book and you listen to music and you're on TikTok at the same time, and then Snapchat comes in and you're playing Fortnite with this other finger over here, and then you go, oh, but I can't seem to hit a good free kick. We know. Obviously, all right? So this is the time now that we have already figured out, A, what we would like to do, how we would like to play, the amount of goals we would like to score, whatever. That's the first point. The second point is having a look at what you've done. What are you doing right now? Have a look at that. Take some time to actually say, I need to go to training. I need to make sure that I'm actually doing these extra things. Am I following a program? Am I doing something that's actually going to benefit me? And then we can move on to point number 3. There's a little known principle called the Pareto Principle, or the 80-20 principle, which simply states that 80% of your results come from 20% of your actions. 80% of the goals in a league are scored by 20% of the players. 80% of the good information on YouTube comes from 20% of the YouTubers. Subscribe. Go ahead and just hit that. Click the bell notification button as well. Point being is that, as I mentioned earlier, for the guy that knows, or girl, who is a hard-working character, that's good. You want to show that you're interested. You want to show that you want to get after the game. You want to get after tackles and all that stuff. But if that is the only thing you've got going for you, or if the only thing you know when you go out to training is that you're going to work hard. I'm going to work hard, dog. Work hard. So take it seriously. Just this simple analysis. What we're going to do right now is analyze, and I haven't even seen the goal. I only saw it once. So I just watched it once. I'm not sure entirely what I'm going to take from it, but I will do it in real time to show you guys how I would look at a game from the standpoint of someone trying to implement a good striker, a good midfielder, what they do. All right. So first off, what I can see and notice is that in the headline, it says Insigne stunner saves Napoli. All right. What I can see is Torino is packing it in. All right. And as the ball moves out, Insigne also moves out. And this is a point for all attacking players. When a team is packing it in, you need to go find space on the wings, especially if you're a really technical, skillful player and you need the ball at your feet. Okay. This is my style of game as well. You don't want to go hang out where all of that and all the bodies are. You're going to find that mostly the big, strong, tall guys are going to hang out in there waiting for a cross to maybe flick it in, and maybe that's how they want to win. But if you have any skill, you find and float and find space. So that's what Insigne does here. He gets the ball, plays a 1-2. Notice as soon as he plays the ball, he takes off and goes, because that's also how you get it. You suck the team out. So go find the ball on the wing. Once you make a pass, start running. You have no idea if this pass is coming to you. You're not going to know. You don't need to know the future. You just need to take the steps. All right. So you make that one pass. This guy immediately plays the ball in. Only 1, 2, 3, 4 guys on Torino that he's passed now, just because he passed it and he ran. All of a sudden, the ball pops up right to him. One touch finish, upper 90. That's it. So how do you take from the fact that you just seen this sick goal? What do I take from that? You take the things that I was pointing out from before. If you're ever in a situation where things are tight and you're not getting enough of the ball, float wide, go get the ball. Boom, play quick, all right? These are good general rules, but there are gonna be times where you need to let the game flow to you and we need to go out to it. So that's the first thing we can see here. Excellent finish though. Sick finish. That comes from training and understanding. Because if you look at it, that's really the only way he can shoot. As I stop it here, if he tries to shoot this full instep, it's not going to work. He's got to use the side of his foot. He's got to angle in. He's got to go for the far post, which is also a good rule of thumb. So that's what we see. When you're out and you're looking at games, look for the things that you can immediately implement into your game. Break it down into something that you can take with you. And if you can't, comment down below if you guys want us to analyze, or if you want me to analyze more games or situations from defenders to midfielders, strikers. Comment below and we'll do that. So on this last point, we gave you guys an opportunity to understand how you can look at a game and understand what it is that they're doing and how to implement that into your game, which is the most important thing you can do. There are a bunch of other small things that you cannot forget. Optimizing this is the key to actually taking your growth from here to straight up. All right. And those are the small things that everyone likes to ignore just because you can probably get away with it for most of the time. It's dealing with your body, dealing with your mind, and dealing with your recovery in the right and proper way. So what does that mean, dealing with your body? What do I mean? All of the extra training, all of the body weight training, all of the weight training, all of this stuff that you can do to make sure that you are fit. If you haven't optimized that, if you don't know where to start, go ahead and look at our 21-day challenge. Go ahead and look at our fitness videos right here. We'll make sure to pop those up, okay? That is going to give you at least a benchmark for what to do. And you cannot skip this stuff. It's one of the things that I've seen players as they get older just kind of think that they don't need it. But what happens is that as you get older and as you grow, there are going to be some people that take it seriously and others who will not. And that is the difference. It comes in their fitness, it comes in their technique, and it comes in their mind. That's it. And the mind, of course, being the next thing that I wanted to talk about, the amount of times that we've talked about meditation, visualization, mind sport, all of that stuff that you can actually do when you're off the field that will benefit not just your game on the field, but how you live. We will never get tired of telling you guys that if you want to take your game to the next level, you have to start in your head. It is first a decision. You can make a decision, and that decision in your head will lead to a series of events that will take you down a path that is going to make you a better player. And you can decide right now while watching this video. If you're serious about this, comment right down below, GOLUREMI decides. Boom. Do it. See how many. Just the fact that you do that will actually, your one act of actually taking a second to comment, GOLUREMI decides, boom, 2021. All right. It means that you're going to take responsibility for the things that you've got going on. Now I'm getting a little bit off topic, but the thing that I want you guys to focus on is that you have to make sure your fitness is good. You have to make sure your technique is good, and you have to make sure that you're doing stuff for your mind. And this can it can be an hour a day. It can be an hour. That's enough. To take us to our end and final point, if you only do it once and then don't do it for 7 or 8 days, it's not going to be the same. Guys, it's going to come down to consistency. At the end of the day, if you do not do the things that we are talking about in this video on a consistent basis, you will never, ever have the ability to enjoy truly fun things on the field. If you take a focused look at what you're doing and actually put in some consistency, and one of the things that I think we all do and we all want to do is try and take a big chunk of things and say, grab all the books or go out to training. I'm going to train 6 hours a day. And it's not happening. It's an incremental, slow changes over the long period that are going to make you a good player. If you only have 15 minutes, then juggle, do a little bit with your feet, take that time and just do push-ups and squats and do body weight work. You cannot underestimate the ability you have to change your entire game by just doing a little bit every day. You can then ramp it up. I'm not saying that you only need to train 15 minutes a day. Clearly, you can put in more work. But if you are tied for time and you can't get it in, do one. It's a mental thing. It's not just the act of repeating the same shot over and over again or putting yourself in the same situation, which is something that you also have to do, is figure out the situations that you are going to be in a game and then go out to the field and replicate them, in your mind. And a lot of the things that I would do growing up, I knew when I was playing wide that I would absolutely receive a pass with my back to the goal or with my back to the side of the field. And then I would actually go and take on a player who wasn't even there because I was training by myself. And that's fine. The game is won in your mind. And if you can do it consistently, then over the course of a period of time, you are going to be such a better player. So, all right, guys, that's the vid. Make sure to go right down below, click on GOLUREMI.com and check out all the links and stuff we have. Join GOLUREMI Nation by putting in your email. Check out our second channel, The 11th Commandment. That's where our podcasts are. We have all sorts of guests on there. We will see you guys later, right after you subscribe.